someone is apprehended and charges are filed. Like once that's done, like the conversation's over. I can't remember the young white lady that got missing in Aruba. You want to know why the country was in an uproar? Because nobody was charged for her disappearance. We need answers. So then you protest for that reason, because now you need answers. That's why you do it. When there's answers, i.e. Dylan Roof, what's the need to go to the streets for? Why? The system is working the way that it should. It's when the system isn't working the way that it should. And for this young man and his family, and again, if they hear this, my condolences go out to you, because I have a child close to his age myself. I couldn't imagine. I'd be ready to set the world on fire right now. And by the world I mean the jail he's being housed in. I'd be ready to douse it in gasoline and set it on fire. I would be that upset. But the reason we're not protesting for it is simple. And I shouldn't have to explain this. I think that's where my irritation is, Free. Why the hell are we explaining this today? Like what? Like why is this even a conversation? Like how?
Have to, but it's the fact of, because once again, people are not ready to deal with the seriousness of the issue at hand, or the core issue. Because just like, why, if you feel that something was unjust, why do I need to keep coming back and reposting different situations to try to combat that and say, well, if y'all gonna do, because that shows a true underlying meaning of, like, well, I don't really understand what this is really about. And instead of trying to really come to an understanding, I want to sit here and find ways to show flaw in it, or show hypocrisy in something, which is also disingenuous. Because if you truly disagree with something, or say that was unjust and wrong, let's leave it at that. And then we call out the next thing. Out the next thing. I don't need to sit here and try to prove, well, why you ain't. No. It's, and that's what's hurtful, because what I see is a lot of people who say, well, they understand, but why this? Every chance they get a chance to come back and combat that sentiment or that thought or movement or whatever have you, they take a chance to do that.
Yeah.
Which shows your insensitivity to the core of what lies at the belly of that beast. You understand what I'm saying? So, it's shameful, and I will stay in prayer for them as well, because once again, until people are ready to have real conversations and really accept, because a lot of it deals with acceptance. It's like, even people know the history of stuff. Some do.
Yeah.
People know that things have been done to suppress certain people and do different things. But a lot of times it's that unwillingness to just truly deal with it and dwell in it for a moment and accept it. It's like, well, that was, then I ain't had nothing, let's move on. And that's the issue, because sometimes if you don't sit there and then own it, then you don't get the empathetic ability to say, well, how can I help move forward in it? You understand what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
And I'll leave it at there, Matt, because, I know the time is running. I don't want to dwell on it.
Yeah, I can't.
But we're going to leave it at.
Yeah, we got to, because Jesus Christ.
Stop politicizing. Stop politicizing every time.
That's
for people who are harmed in this stuff.
That's what's more irritating about it than anything, is that it was hijacked for political gain, and for one, we're not talking about the same. This isn't apples and oranges. This isn't even apples and grapes. This is apples and rocks. it's that far off. We're comparing apples to rocks. Like they're not even in the same grouping. Like what? Oh my God! Like this.
Woosah.
I had to breathe for a second, man, because
Woosah. And,
this
and,
is
and I'm a lot calm. And like, my thing, once again, it comes from certain states. And I know everyone has opinion. And I respect your ability to have one. But,
yeah.
when it comes at the harm of others or doing more damage, we have to address it. And like Max said, you can add us and we'll have a discussion. We can't be afraid of discussions, but at the same time, if there's something you find that's wrong with I have to own it. You have to own it. We have to be honest in those conversations so we can grow from it. And it might hurt. What they say, the truth hurts. They said that for a reason. It hurts, but once we learn how to take it, we grow from it. And I just don't think a lot of times we're ready to deal with the truth of matters. That's why we try to find other things to keep us further away from getting to the heart of the matter. See, that happened. Why? So you don't have to deal with the truth of another matter. And that's what I see. And I could be wrong. But
I wish the people. I can't wait till next season when we actually doing this on recording so people can see the reactions we have from time to time. Because the whole time you've been talking, all I've been doing is sitting here shaking my head. Not at you, of course, and you know that.
Yeah.
But the fact that this is what we are talking about today, this is what we're talking about. And again, there's so much dishonesty in it because you didn't have an argument. You didn't have a clear and concise argument against why we legitimately were protesting for the unjust murder of certain people, because and it falls into everything that you said, and this isn't, again, for us, this isn't a black and white thing, and it irritates me when people turn it into that, because when we were talking the other day, what was I telling you? I was like, we were talking about QAnon, for example. And I said, there's a difference between QAnon and the Tea Party. I said, the Tea Party actually makes legitimate points. I just happen to disagree with the Tea Party. That's one thing. Like, I can hear you out and disagree with you. It's okay. But I can fully understand. Again, I'm a regular listener of Rush Limbaugh. I don't agree with much Rush Limbaugh says. But it doesn't mean that he has some good points. Like, Rush Limbaugh makes some good points. Some great points, actually. He keeps me moderate, to be honest with you. It's like, oh, okay, I can see that. I don't agree with it, Rush. You're reaching a little bit, but all right, Stretch Armstrong, you got it. But in situations like this, like this is a QAnon factor, and I'm attacking QAnon like crazy. And as soon as a QAnon listener hears this and you want to take me to task, trust me, I'm ready. I'm prepared for you. Let's do it, because I probably understand the history of QAnon at this point, the history of QAnon and when it was established and how it was established more than some of you do. But that'll be another conversation for another day. But my point is the concept is more how I look at it with QAnon, which is you don't have a legitimate argument, so you make up something. Like the Tea Party, whether you like them or not, agree or disagree, they had legitimate arguments. Whether you wanted to hear them or not was another thing. Whether you agreed with them or not is another thing, but the arguments were legitimate. So here, again, the only people who have a legitimate argument are the families for this little boy, which they're going to lose, not because this gentleman who did it, or I don't want to call them gentlemen. I'm saying gentlemen to be nice. The word I want to use for people who don't know me is MFer. So that, but because I love this brother that does this show with me so much, and I don't want to, even though I do curse in front of him, don't want to do it for the purposes of this show, and I'm not going to do it. I'm calling somebody I find reprehensible, Mr. Sesame's, a gentleman, and I don't even like that coming out of my mouth about this dude. Like, I hope he gets butt plugged in jail, and I hope everybody understands what I mean. I hope they throw him up under it and never let him out. You can't find me a rational explanation as to why he did what he did. You're not going to find me one. That's one of the most reprehensible people I've seen in a very long time to do what he did. But with that said, his family's never going to get true justice because they're never going to get their child back. And that's what I mean by that. Their child is still lost. There's not much you can do to that man that's going to bring that child back. You can't. But that doesn't mean that the system should throw up its hands. The system should do what it's supposed to do. And for those of you who don't understand that, that's the reason why people protested about George Floyd, about Ahmaud Arbery, about Michael Brown, about Trayvon Martin, about Tamir Rice, about Sandra Bland. The list I can sit here all day and do this, which is unfortunate, which means we've had too many instances where the system did not do what it was supposed to do. So I will not let you, and I have to calm down because I was about to curse. I will not let you come in here on this day and hijack this family's pain for your political agenda. I said I wouldn't go argue with nobody on Facebook again. I'm getting ready to argue with all y'all today. Facebook and Twitter. I'm going to be live and very, very active because I'm not going to let you do it today. Not today. I'm not going to let you take what's in front of us right now and let you forget historically what happened with Dylan Roof. I'm not going to do it. Dylan Roof is just as reprehensible as this man did. We did not march over Dylan Roof. We didn't have to. The system did what it was supposed to do. And by the way, the system took Dylan Roof to get him some food on the way to jail. We didn't even protest about that. If you really want to get technical about it, and we should have. We should have burned the city down over that. And we didn't. So miss me with that, man. It's the hit-dizzle, man. I've had enough. Free. Let's go on and take these people out, man. Because honestly, I'm yelling at our audience, but the sucker fools who needed to hear what we just talked about ain't gonna be listening, which is a shame.
Yeah.
So I'll argue with y'all on other platforms. That's it. We out. Thank y'all for joining us again. Make sure you tune in to our live season finale episode next week. We'll see you then. Peace.
Hey.